Hi, welcome, welcome. It's Recode Wednesday here in the group. And if you're catching this on the replay, would love to hear from you. If I haven't talked to you for a while, you haven't talked to me for a while, let's do a check-in. So Wednesday Recode. This week, the family entanglements has come up a few times, so we're going to go with that. I roll with the themes that seem to be coming, in from clients or up with other, colleagues or with me or, whatever's going on. So I roll with those punches. I figure that that's what's out in the field and that's what needs to be addressed. So family entanglements. You have this process or a process regarding family entanglements. There's two of them actually in the master's class. Is at the end, should be modules 10 and 11. Really, really great processes to go back to. We can do big one, little ones, where you come up and you look at your parents, you look at the ancestors, and you, from your little self, that you took on all those suffering obligations of love, you send that back. And we're going to incorporate that into the Recode today. So powerful process today, and you have those other very powerful processes right there at your fingertips that you can learn. There's no such thing as perfection. You don't have to be certified in the techniques. We teach them to you in the masterclass so that you have them on the go. So it's like a mini Recode wherever you go, anytime, anywhere, because we know this stuff comes up. Stuff comes up every day, right? I mean, in the morning when you're waking up, how are you waking up? Do you go straight into fear? Do you go straight into that anxiety that, oh man, I got to do this, this, and this, and oh my God, I didn't do that yesterday. Oh, I forgot to pay that bill, right? All this stuff tends to just kind of well up as soon as we wake up, or worse, when we're going to bed, right? Trying to go to sleep, and all this stuff is just going. So, that's why we have the magnetic mind alignment process. We have those morning processes, the morning routine, get yourself into your 4 true choices, just running through those really quickly. You have those in the Meditations Hub. You have all of that at your fingertips. So just reminding you, if you're not using them, definitely get in there and start using them. They're right there for you. They're part of the package. You've got this amazing package that you probably are paying weekly, and you've got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of technology and coaching and programming and everything else at your fingertips. So family entanglements. So I want you to start to, it probably is instant. It's probably an instant trigger. The word family in itself might be an instant trigger. So I want you to start to think about, how you feel maybe at that family gathering. Maybe there's just one particular person that you'd rather just not be around. Maybe when you're around that person, maybe you become a 3-year-old again. I want you to get in touch with that. Who is that person? And maybe that person said something to you when you were 3 or 4 and it stuck with you. Something happened with that individual that got stuck. It got stuck in your energy. It got stuck in your field. It became a program that every time I see that person or somebody who looks like that, but how we can be out and about and all of a sudden somebody, oh my God, that looks like Uncle Joe, right? And these feelings immediately come up. It's like, but it's not Uncle Joe. So we can, erase that, right? Poor guy. He's sending those poisonous darts to this dude. He's not even Uncle Joe. So, this is the kind of stuff that happens. The unconscious mind is looking for what's familiar. And it's like, oh my gosh, there's Uncle Joe. Going into that automatic state. It's a trigger. It's a trigger. And the thing is, in this work is to become less and less triggered. So again, and you can close your eyes for this. Don't have to go into, if there's an abusive situation, we're not going into that. Don't need to go there. We're just going to go back and just kind of bringing up some of the emotion. You don't have to go deep into it. Or just if you need to be safe, I want you to go and be safe in a safe place. And I'll take you to a safe place in just a moment if you need to be there. But, we have to shine the light on these emotions. Energy in motion is emotion. And we shine the light on these emotions so that we can go in and we can find them. Can't do anything unless I know they're there. And we can neutralize them. And that's what we do with the recode. We neutralize them, and with all the other processes that we use. We're neutralizing that emotion. We're not erasing the event. We can neutralize the memory, neutralize the emotion. We can even erase the memory of that. We can do a whiteout process and erase the memory. But we're going to keep the learnings. The different parts of us are not going to let go of those teachings, because we had those events. We brought them into our lives to teach us something. Your higher self had a reason for you in the avatar, in this human avatar that you are, in this costume that you're wearing at this time, this moment that you've been wearing for however long you've been in this physical existence, for your growth. A lot of times it's just to empower us to stick up for ourselves. If we're bullied, how many of us are bullied? I think just about everybody on this planet gets bullied at some point, and maybe they're bullied their entire lives. And at some point, and we see it in the movies all the time, the victim finally reaches a point where they can't take it anymore. And they put their foot down, they might explode, and they let the bully have it, one way or the other. They stand up for themselves, they become empowered, and they don't have to deal with the bully anymore. It's done. It's a perfect example. Sometimes it takes a lot of us our entire lives to reach that point, because we're conditioned and taught, oh, I have to keep the peace. I have to be the good one. I have to rise higher. I can't sink to their level. So we keep ourselves locked up in the space of playing small whenever Uncle Joe comes around, or whoever that Aunt Molly or whoever that person is that makes you feel very uncomfortable just with the very thought of their arrival, even the anticipation that they might be there. Fear comes up. And what do we do with that? That fear comes up and we're uncomfortable. We're pushing it down. I'm an adult now. I don't have to feel this way anymore, right? We just kind of poo-poo it, right? I'm not going to feel that way anymore. I'm going to, or maybe I make a plan. I'm going to stand up to him this time. If he says something negative to me, I'm going to let him have it. Did you? Probably not. You might not have reached that moment in the movie where the heroine stands up and confronts the bully. Because that programming in there, that fear, self-preservation, don't rock the boat. Oh, if you say something, what's everybody else going to think? Right? The whole family's going to get mad at you, or, the whole family's, shh, here comes. Don't say anything. Don't set them up. Don't call attention. Everybody's quiet. They're silent. They silent their voices. And they become invisible. Play invisible. Sorry, just admitting someone who just popped in. So great. So yeah, we play invisible. We play small. And so this is just an ongoing thing. And so this is what we're going to bring up. I want you to, and for anyone coming on right now, we are dealing with family entanglements today. I was tangling up the words. Family entanglements today. So I just spoke for about the last 10 minutes on what we're talking about here. And just, starting to bring up, that discomfort, that level of discomfort, whatever comes up for you. When you think about, getting together with the family or something's happening, there's a certain particular someone, and what happens? What are you feeling inside? So I want you to just connect with that. We're not going deep into it. There's no need to, just the memory of it. So we're going to be working on recoding that today. So hopefully that caught you up to speed enough to know where we're headed here. So what does it look like on the other side of this? Once we go through the recode and you've neutralized, eliminated what that looks like, what that's been like for you, maybe your whole life of being bullied by a particular person or being afraid of even saying anything to this person or being around this person or being seen by that person, what would it look like on the other side? What's it going to do for you when you get rid of this old way of being, your old story? Because that's what it is, an old story. It's a story that you came up with at some point, that you created, that whenever that Uncle Joe or Aunt Molly, whoever that person is, comes around, the shields go up, story comes up, the memories are probably going, right, coming, flooding back to you. And you're hiding, you're going somewhere, whether you're hiding in plain sight or whether you're just letting them know that your shields are up and your, body language is telling them you're not doing it. You're not looking at them. You're not pointing, you're pointing away from it. You're not paying any attention to that person. They get the message. They know. I want you to connect with how that would feel. To be free. To not have that story anymore. To just shed that story. What does it look like? Look around you. With your eyes closed, looking around, just being there, seeing through your own eyes and hearing through your own ears. And feeling what it feels like to be free. To just say whatever you want to say. To be visible. No shame, no guilt. For what? That was their fault. That was their problem. But creating a new story for yourself of being a powerful you, of being a visible you, of being heard and seen and being safe, and knowing that what you have to offer and what you have to say, what you have to communicate is information to others. It's information that they need. They need to hear from you. You were not put on this planet to be silent and invisible. You just weren't. You're here for a lot of amazing reasons, to do a lot of amazing work. Just really connect with that. Feel that in your heart. Feel that heart connection with the God of your heart who sent you here. You're here doing that work. It's very, very special and very, very sacred work. And it's about you. It's all about you. You're the main actor in your story. Everything else and everyone else is that illusion. They play their parts, they come and they go. They show us where we need to focus. They show us, sometimes they're here to help us, that's true. And sometimes they're here to show us where we need to do more work, like Uncle Joe and Aunt Molly. Here to show us how we can be powerful. From wounded to powerful. It's a different way of thinking about it. We can go into our wounds and stay in our wounds. And then we just live life as a wounded victim, blaming everything else, everyone else, the economy, the government, whatever. Breathe. Being free of that, creating that new story. What's that look like? What's that feel like? Really good. And coming back and open up your eyes. And take a nice deep breath in. And we're going to go into the recode. So as long as you're comfortable, phones are off, let's get started.